Using jetpack to dodge sniper shots in a few scenarios. Welcome, Battle Brothers. This is a repost. I added 2 clips that were missing last time. Just wanted to complete the post, so sorry if that feels like spam. Jetpack in the game code is also a dodge, and it works just like all dodges, so you can use it when fighting snipers, even many snipers. There are 3 main scenarios. New clips last 2 snipers targeting you when you are on the ground. Wait a normal time like you would do for the dodge and jump up with the jetpack. Sniper will shoot below you, and you will dodge the shot. Recorded enraged and non-enraged sniper. You can hear and I think see the shot go off below. On the clip, other sniper and the one that you want to target is targeting you when you are in the air. Watch how long he is targeting you. If he just started when you're in the air or started when you were launching, you don't need to do anything. Pound your target. The sniper from the side will shoot above you. You will dodge the shot. You can hear the shot going off. Sniper that you are targeting, you started aiming at you. Wait, sniper that you are targeting started aiming at you. Yeah, there's a couple of grammar mistakes here or something like that. But regardless, sniper that you are targeting. 2 scenarios. You have HP. You can pound him. You will be shot, but regenerate all HP on execution. You will only regain 1 armor though. You do not have HP, or you just do not want to get this hit for any reason. Change the target, ground pound into something else, or just the ground to the side, straight down, doesn't matter, you will dodge the shot. Okay, in case you guys were a little bit confused here with how they are detailing this, which, yeah, I'm getting that as well. Ultimately, they added some clips. So, yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, new clips, last 2, on the clip, yeah. The first thing he wanted to talk about was the last 2 clips. That's terrible organization there, but okay, let's continue. You can use jetpack all the time against snipers as well. All you need to do is look at them and time your launches and pounds. In worst case scenario, change target or ground pound into some sand. This is not a bug. You get hit in the air, it's avoidable. You just need to be aware of their firing times. In general, surviving as assault is mostly awareness of your surroundings. Keeping the correct targets at the corner of your screen at least, or hearing for audio clues if you cannot look, and prioritizing the right targets to eliminate. Stuff like that. Assault has no magic utility to stay alive. He needs to keep moving. Anyway, I hope that's helpful for the Emperor. Okay. So, wow, okay. I definitely had to get through some of those details first just to see where this guy was coming from. Yeah, I've seen a few clips of people using the jetpack dodge, and I honestly think the jetpack dodge is a lot better than we thought. Considering this is definitely something this is clearly a experienced assault strategy here to deal with the snipers, and apparently what they are suggesting here is they have potential mid-air dodges, or at the very least they have dodges for the jetpack when you fly up in the air and get the slam. This is interesting. This is we're gonna break down these clips. Let's see how reliable something like this is. Ultimately though, yes, the jetpack has a lot of tools. We're gonna go through a few clips. This is there's another post I mentioned in the past assault video that I didn't get to that I want to put into this video, because I ultimately really enjoy what they did with the jetpack dodge, and I think it just needs a little bit more appreciation, maybe a little bit more of a tweak so people can use it at least easier than what this person is describing. But ultimately what they are describing here is definitely a strategy you can use to avoid sniper fire as a jetpack spamming user. Yeah, the assault class is very fun. I always think about going back to it and trying to get some grinds, but I got bulwark, and I have bulwark and heavy into prestige 4. I'm working on tactical to get to prestige 4. Tactical is very close. And yeah, ultimately, let's just jump into these clips. Let's see how useful these jetpack dodges can be. All right, let's see these jump pack strategies. Okay, that's one. I think this is one where he said, yeah, if you're getting targeted in midair, just go for the slam. He ultimately said there's like 3 clips here, and I think this is pretty simple. Just react when you're getting targeted. Wow, okay. Oh, okay. Now that's pretty interesting. This one. All right, some people say some of these jetpack slams, it takes a bit of skill. That one's simply just dodging, I have to be honest. So, like, I mean, obviously changing your course in midair with jetpack is not like a required thing, so I'm not surprised a lot of people don't really, take advantage of this. But yeah, he jumps up in the air. He's definitely going to get hit with that sniper if he jumps at him. So what he decides to do here is to switch course, which is interesting. I think I think ultimately, if you play around the sniper a little bit more patiently, you won't have to waste a jetpack for that. But still, this is okay. Wait, this is the one that he said. What, you jump pack as they are aiming at you? Well, not as they are aiming at you. When they're ready to actually release and hit you. Boom. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a dodge. This is actually a really good one. I will say this one is so far the most skilled because you still have to keep, you know, composed to understand that, okay, this sniper is about to hit me. Time to take off. The sniper loses track and then you slam down. Yeah, that's a good strategy right there. I like that better than this one. I think this one's a bit of a waste. I'm pretty sure you could have just slammed back into the sniper. But, oh, mortal wound here. Also higher difficulties as well, which makes sense. But yeah, ultimately, this is kind of interesting because it's a jetpack that you can use aggressively and defensively. And also, he got that other major in the back there. That's wild. Yeah, get that guy. All right. So here's a sniper. He's jumping directly at him. That's just a very fast slam. You're not going to get a lot of damage off of that. So I'm a little bit skeptical of how they were able to okay, no, he's getting shot by teammates. That's why. The enraged target here is a little bit in a situation. They're definitely getting teamed up here by the bots. But still, that was a fast jetpack. I'm not too... These fast jetpacks, I'm pretty sure, aren't the most damaging, though, so be careful about those. All right, so let's go through the useful dodges here. I like this. I like this one. I like this, the fact that the overall awareness of when the sniper is going to release their shot can allow you to make moves with the jetpack. That one kind of... I would have liked to see him go into the major there, but I think ultimately he might have died. If he got shot right there with the mortal wound... With the mortal wound, I think he dies. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, this one's very useful. They're about to hit you, boom, jetpack, and then they lose track. I think that's honestly one of the best usage of the jetpack to dodge sniper shots as far as the ground slam goes. Now, we're also going to review some of the regular dodges as well to show how powerful they are. But I think there's some useful tools here. I do think a couple of these clips maybe aren't going to be the most, you know, the most convenient to use. I think obviously dodging sniper shots. You know what is one thing that's interesting here? The sniper loses track of him. The sniper loses track of the jetpack and the assault player as soon as they use the jetpack in a timed, you know, in a well-timed spot. Like, for example, this one's probably the best one. Just wait for that sniper to almost hit you, go for the jetpack, he loses you, and you go for the slam. I like this one. Yeah, I think I like that one overall. The first one's okay. I think this first one is interesting in the sense where you can play around the snipers even if you're in midair. So ultimately, that's good. So I think there's a couple of these clips that are going to help players avoid some of these shots. Just got to keep an eye on how dense that looks, you know? Because as soon as it starts to look like it's about to shoot, yeah, you should move your jetpack somewhere. you should jetpack out of the way. This one's just that's just a regular dodge. I think these first two clips are pretty similar, to be completely honest. It's just using the jetpack in the sight of snipers. So yeah. Now I'm going to jump into another assault clip that can really show us the power of jetpack dodging. This is jetpack dodging in midair. And I do think this is perfect to, you know, confuse snipers and get them away from hitting you, ultimately. I like that one. I like that one the best. You're a little bit more patient, and then you can still get the slam. But yeah, you know, sometimes snipers can, you know, lock onto you in midair. So ultimately, make a quick decision. You will be able to avoid it. I keep saying you can dodge them midair for, like, what, 2+ months now? But the community doesn't believe it and downvotes. It's insane how this community just doesn't want to receive help to improve their gameplay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who this guy is, but interesting point. It's insane how this community just doesn't want to receive help to improve their gameplay. I think it's fair about this. I think as far as jetpack dodges goes, it doesn't really have the best reputation, and I feel like a lot of that is just purely from the fact that, yeah, I kind of agree that maybe not a lot of people knew about this, but still, it's kind of like a tough thing to test, or a tough thing to really feel comfortable with, at least in higher difficulties. When you see a sniper, it's like, it can be pretty jarring for an assault player to find the right space to move. But ultimately, in midair, and yes, if you make a quick decision, you can definitely dodge sniper shots in midair. Interesting. I didn't see people, you know, talk down to the assault's ground pound ability. It's always about survivability. But I guess, hey, you know what? I guess midair dodging is a part of that survivability. So maybe assault's survivability is better than we thought. All right, so we have a clip here that's called "Every Assault Class Player Should Know This Little Trick." And yeah, this is some jetpack dodging that is smooth. Holy cow, we have to watch this a few times just to really see what happened here. Bone Sword goes for the swing, goes for the follow-up swing, gets a triple dodge. That was a 3-hit combo from the Bone Sword that this guy jetpack dodged the entire time. This was very impressive. Also, they're using the Power Sword, which I like to see, with the plasma. Very, very good assault setup there. They have a Bulwark and an assault teammate. This is a good team. Dude, that is so smooth. Okay, I wish I was able to dodge things like this, I have to admit. Now, when they say the skill ceiling for survivability for Assault is a little bit higher than other classes, they are correct. And I have to admit, it's worth it. That is worth it. This is insane. This is definitely something I need to try, man. Oh, man, one day. Once I get to, like, a higher prestige on my Assault play, or my Assault class, I will definitely, try out some stuff like this. I need to get better to get, to do something like this. This is insane. That is a sick clip right there. So both of the clips we saw today actually kind of showed off some survivability from Assault. I think this obviously is probably the way you should go. But it's unfortunate because if doing the actual jetpack part of Assault is becoming too risky in higher difficulties, yeah, there's something wrong with this class. But I have to admit, I think the survivability is there. You could Is the meta way to play Assault nowadays to just never jump unless you absolutely have to? That might be the way to go. Maybe we've been jumping up in the air too much or something. I don't know, but yeah, there's definitely something puzzling with this class going on when it comes to Absolute. But I gotta admit, there are definitely some players out there working out the kinks of this class. That is impressive. That is simply impressive. This is a triple combo from a Bone Sword, Enraged Bone Sword, that gets boom, absolutely destroyed by that plasma. And not to mention, this Assault player probably has some sort of gun strike buffs, maybe ample ammunition, which I have to admit, I did see a comment about ample ammunition recently that said it could be bugged. Something about the icon, but I think this is ample ammunition as far as the icons. One of these are. So maybe there's a weird bug going on with it. Let me know in the comments if you know anything about that. But ultimately, I'm very impressed with what I've seen today. I think regardless, either you dodge in the air or you dodge on the ground, there's definitely dodging strategies with the Assault. Yes, I agree, the survivability for this class is a little bit, it's a little bit tedious or a little bit hard to learn. Regardless, the practice is worth it, as you can see right here. Look at this guy's health, man. This Assault player's health is just as high as the Bulwark. Very, very impressive. Yeah, I need to get better at jetpack dodges. Normally, I do one. Normally, I do one dodge and then just take advantage of the gun strike here, but it looks like this guy's pulling off multiple enemies. Very impressive. Yeah, the Assault survivability is definitely better than we thought. It's just, yeah, it's just pretty skill-based, it seems. That was amazing. Do gun strikes stack or something? So this commenter is a tad bit confused on why the dodges basically put that person in position to like one-shot that enraged major. I had to think that maybe that major was a little bit chipped up, but somebody has a really good answer to this, so I just wanted to make sure I, covered this just so people understand more about that clip. No, but with the perk Wings of Flame, your jump pack dodges deal damage. It's pretty nice. Pretty nice. I think that was a really great showcase of how powerful, Assault can be with expert practice on dodging with the jetpack. Whether you're in midair, whether you're on the ground, there does seem to be some options to protect yourself. Now, they are pretty quick decisions, and yeah, you definitely need to understand the moments where those type of strategies are best used, 100%. But I have to admit, I do think the survivability for Assault, it's less than, it's not there. It's more so that it's kind of hard to apply in most cases. When I say most cases, I just assume that most players who are playing this class are jumping up in the air and slamming down. They're not really using their jetpack to dodge as much. It seems like, possibly, we could be using this class a little bit too aggressive. Now, let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this, because I think these are two interesting perspectives on how to stay how to stay alive with this class, and the overall survivability of the assault class. It might be a little bit better than we thought. It might be a little bit tougher to use. Ultimately, I think these are great tools that I would like to try out a little bit more. I did try out the jetpack dodge build before, but I really only landed it a couple of times just to get some gun strikes, just to use the jetpack dodge to give myself extra damage from ample ammunition. There's actually really great strategies for assault when it comes to gun strikes and dodging and everything, and it's interesting that the jetpack might be putting the assault class in worse situations than they're capable of dealing with, but when they're on the ground, they can just dodge everything. So I don't know. There's definitely, now the more I'm looking at this class, the more that it starts to feel very weird. I have to admit, I think the ground slam at the point it is now, I think there needs to be maybe some iframes, maybe a damage buff, maybe to get some armor back on slam or something. Regardless, I think the survivability is there. I just don't know if the theory of the class really holds up when the class is getting into worse situations by using their skill in the way that it is intended. But if you use the jetpack in a way that dodges, then then you're actually in a pretty good spot to land some gun strikes and get some damage. It's interesting. It's definitely, this class is definitely in a weird spot for sure, but I think a lot of the stuff starts to gel together once you get some practice in jetpack dodging, but I have a feeling that once you get so good with jetpack dodging, you might not be doing any slamming at all. You might just be using your plasma pistol and power sword. Just get some parries, get some gun strikes, get some dodges, get some gun strikes. Something like that, Pretty wild. I will admit, those clips did look very fun. I have to admit, 100%. Dodging the sniper in midair, very cool. Dodging the bone sword, very cool. I'm a little sorry. I'm sorry if I felt like I was criticizing the jump pack dodge, or the jump pack in midair dodge. I wasn't really trying to criticize it. I was just trying to make sure that I take note of the situations that it is capable for, and how other players can apply that ultimately. Because it's one thing to say, hey, this is useful, you should try it out, but you have to understand why it worked. You know what I mean? So some of those midair jetpack dodges you can definitely time it a little bit better, but I think what that player was trying to show is reaction dodging, sniping in midair. Not so much as, hey, if you're in midair and the sniper's getting at you, you can just dodge away. It's more so, if you're in midair and a sniper is getting at you, you do have options to avoid it. It's less that you should dodge snipers in midair, and more so that you can, is kind of what I'm getting at. Ultimately, let me know in the comments how you guys feel about this. I think both these strategies are useful, but it's interesting that you actually get into a tougher position using the assault jetpack traditionally. But yeah, let me know in the comments how you guys are surviving as assault. Are you still just classic, slam, get the execution, get your armor back, and can continue doing that? Or have you been getting used to Wings of Flame and some of these jump pack dodge builds? They definitely do feel very fun and very smooth when you're that good, I guess. These are both very good clips. So ultimately, yes, I think the survivability for assault is there. You just need a lot of practice and to understand the situations. Thanks for watching.